and welcome to this 2024 University of Regina Student Union by-election. We are fortunate today to be joined by two candidates, both of whom are running for Director of the Faculty of Arts. We have with us today Jensen and Daphne Nnebeife. Before we get started with our candidate forum, I would just like to acknowledge that the University of Regina and all its campuses and facilities reside on the traditional territories of the Yawak, Nakawe, and Nakota people, and the homelands of the Dakota, Lakota, and Métis peoples. Having said that, I propose that we get started first with Jensen Vu, candidate for Director of Faculty of Arts. Jensen, welcome.
Hi there.
Why don't we begin by having you tell us something about yourself and why you're running?
Something about myself. I am a third-year student majoring in justice studies. My particular interests about the field are regarding restorative justice and Indigenous justice or Indigenous law. I'm also very passionate about social justice. I'm a fairly extroverted person. I care about people a lot and care about connecting with people. My background as a first-generation immigrant allows me to talk to and hopefully generate rapport in those diverse circles. I'm running today because I value a lot of inclusivity and connection within the facility. And and specifically what we can do to make sure our values are reflected in our spaces and conversations.
Super. Jensen, if you're elected, what would you like to see change at the University of Regina and in the Student Union?
For sure. If I was elected, so I didn't have the most traditional start to post-secondary education. So I graduated later than my expected class. So just the expectation of going to school and having friends and having that circle of support there. It's been pretty arduous journey. I feel like that's something that we can definitely see change in our facility, and specifically our faculty. I like more opportunities to connect with the people in your department, like more department events, more faculty events, stuff like that, just for specific areas of study within our faculty. I was having a conversation actually with some of my classmates today about some of the things that they'd like to see happen, and a lot of the commonalities I gathered were just more career guidance, stuff like that. Since we've got such a broad faculty, right? There's tons and tons of degrees and jobs that are found within the arts, and so they've got a lot of people undeclared as well, and some people are undeclared for a long time. So I think a professional that holds an arts degree that's in a position of career counseling or guidance would be super helpful. That's outside of our academic advisors that the campus gives us or our confederated college.
Okay, interesting. Jensen, what personal qualities or experiences do you bring that you think make you particularly qualified for this role of Director of Faculty Arts in the Student Union?
I feel like I'm able to connect with lots of groups of people. I come from a very diverse place compared to this one, and just about transferring those skills of talking to different groups and just about different people's interests and what they like to see. I feel like I can definitely gather a lot of that and then put that insight towards what we can do as faculty directors.
Okay, good. So, Jensen, those are the questions that I wanted to ask, those three questions, and you've answered them well, I think. Is there anything you'd like to say before signing off on this candidate forum?
Um, I'd also like to see more co-op placements for I know that that's something that a lot of people say that they want to see more co-op stuff happen. And something else. I'd like to see more spaces allocated towards our students and for them to be very accessible and very publicized. Because personally, I didn't know about my department's lounge or whatever. I still don't know where it is particularly. You know what I mean? You got to know someone that takes you there, stuff like that. So just making all those spaces for our students available and make sure they know where they are so they can use them. Something else that I'd like to see happen. and that's
Excellent.
it. Yeah,
Excellent. Well, thank you for those answers and thank you for joining us today. Good luck with your campaign.
for sure. Thank you so much.
All right. Goodbye, Jensen.
Take care. Have a
Now,
good night.
now we're going to hear from uh, Daphne Nnebeife, and I hope, Daphne, I've said your name correctly.
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us today. Daphne is also running for Director of Faculty Arts. Um, Daphne, why don't we start by you telling us a bit about yourself and why you're running?
Okay, so I'm a fourth year international studies major. I have a concentration in international development. I'm running because I've been in the faculty for like 4 years. I ran once. I was the director for a year. And then there were just not a lot of things that like I kind of like realized about the Faculty of Arts while I was like the director that year that like I guess I just didn't have like enough time to kind of like see like to kind of like actually like find out what was going on and kind of like change within the faculty. Like I kind of realized that like after going to like two career fairs like twice in a row while being director, it was like, whoa, you would like there was like basically like no stalls for like people in the faculty. It was very limited. You'd probably find like one or two that would be directed towards career paths in the Faculty of Arts, and they were also very like specific and very narrow to like certain majors within the faculty, which was I was just kind of like, okay, like then you would say like this is a career for like business or engineering or like people in Faculty of Science, but it's not for people in Faculty of Arts.
Mm.
So that was one thing. And then like kind of like seeing people saying like, well, they're going to the engineering lounge, they're going to the science lounge, like, well, where's the Faculty of Arts lounge? Like just all of that I was okay, like, well, we don't really have like a Faculty of Arts society that would allow all these things to be like there for us. And like, okay, like, well, I wanna run and then try and get these things started up. So yeah.
Okay. Now, Daphne, you've already started to answer this question, but I'm interested in what you would change. What changes would you like to see in the university and also in the student union? And I appreciate you've already started to answer that question.
Yeah, I guess first and foremost, like I would really want to see like more inclusion for like the Faculty of Arts. And not just seeing it and like not people just seeing it as like that's the faculty for like easy electives. That's one thing I want to change. I want to create like I want to create like a student body. Like I want to see a Faculty of Arts student body because I know there's a science student society. They have their galas yearly. There's an engineering student society, but then there's really not a Faculty of Arts student society that can have these events to help like people within the faculty. So yeah.
Okay. Um, what personal qualities, Daphne, or experiences do you bring that makes you particularly qualified for this role of Director of Faculty Arts in the Student Union?
I would say like no one is exactly the most qualified for this role. I would say like everyone has like their own unique personalities and like experiences that they've had that could help them in this role. So firstly, I have been director before, so I guess like those like kind of like learning like the inner works of like URSU and how to like better like the like faculty in that kind of way, and also like hearing from people while being the director about like what they would want to see is kind of like something I would say would help me like would help me like power through this position like this year. And then I am also like the president of like a student club on campus. I founded the club and I'm currently running it. So I guess that is like another thing that would help me like navigate this role like a bit easier and like just kind of like help me pull through with it. So yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, I have a final question for you.
Yeah.
It's not so much a question. I've asked you some questions. Before we wind up, is there anything else you'd like to say? Other comments that you would like to leave students with?
Not necessarily. I guess all I would say is like I guess this year. This is like I would say like this by-election, I'm kind of confident that like after hearing like Jensen speaking and everything, I'm kind of confident that like no matter like who the student body vote for, like I am kind of like, okay, well like yeah, like well we both have like really good we both really want like good things for this faculty. We kind of have like similar ideas for the faculty. So I would say like, well, whoever like their vote goes to, like I would just want to like assure them that like, well, the faculty is gonna get the improvement that we've all been asking for, no matter who wins the election. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Daphne, for those comments, and to both you and Jensen for joining us today. I think it's been a very constructive conversation. I want to remind anyone who is watching this that voting is on November 14th and 15th. I encourage you, get out and vote and make your voice heard.